As an award-winning musician and songwriter known as Jay Quest, Reverend Julian DeShazier saw music as an ideal way to reach teens and combat youth violence by giving them access to the music studio at University Church on Chicago's South Side. Let's welcome Reverend DeShazier, who is senior minister at University Church, along with 16-year-old Ananda Badili, a singer and student at the Chicago High School for the Arts. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Hi. So Julian, tell us how this came to be. Tell us about your church, where it is.
University Church is right in the center of the Hyde Park community on the South Side. So think adjacent to the University of Chicago. And with that in mind, it's in a live kind of place that's always doing a lot of different things. And the church has for years, even before I got there, been known as an arts church, a church that's really thought highly of the ability to use art, and not only in worship, but just in ministry practice throughout the life of the place. And so that has always been one piece, along with some justice work that the church has been doing, not only locally, but globally. So it's an exciting, vibrant young community that's excited about acting out their faith and living out their faith in some unique and interesting ways.
So you arrived at University Church with some music background yourself.
Right. So I had years, and still do, a career as Jay Quest, the artist and rapper, and doing that made it easy for me to transition into a place like that because they already love art so much. They already love music so much. I just came in with like a hip hop perspective, which was a little different for them.
I'm sure it was.
But it was kind of exciting, Ananda was excited, but like everybody else still had to get used to it, still had to see if hip hop really had any value in the communities, especially doing church work.
Right. Ananda, how did you find the University Church?
I've been at University Church all my life. I was baptized there.
Wow.
Neither of my parents are from Chicago, but I was born here in the church community on 61st, and I was baptized there, and it's been my family my whole life.
That's a great story by itself. Is music a part of your life outside of the church?
Yes, I've been in the Chicago Children's Choir since I was 7 or 8, and it's really changed my life. I can't say I would be where I am without it, and that's why I think it's really important to bring music into people's lives, because I wouldn't be who I am if I hadn't had that introduction when I was 8.
Would you be willing to sing something for us?
Sure. I can sing an aria by Guccini that I am doing at school right now called Amarilli.
Okay.
Amarilli, mia bella, non credi del mio cor, dolce desio d'esser tu, l'amor mio, credilo pur, e se timor da sale, dubitar non ti vale, aprimi petto e vedrai scritto in cuore, Amarilli, 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 il mio amore.
That was absolutely angelic. It's beautiful, and you have some real gift coming through your studio.
I mean, when you have this, it's
My
like
goodness.
you see the potential that's inside of these young people that's just waiting to be unlocked.
Absolutely.
And all types of gifts. It does, you don't just have to have one pop voice, but that kind of unique voice is incredible. And she has to have space to really do her thing, and be able to express that and be comfortable with it and not feel like, oh, I got to be somebody else, So that's what we hope. Yeah, that's what we hope the studio will accomplish, not only for young women like Ananda, but for so many other young people who just need to tap into their music, to their art that's laying inside of them.
Could we hear a taste of Jay Quest and a little bit of your hip hop?
Just a little taste, right?
That would be great.
Wake up, the sun Remind me of life when everything was fun. Before I had bills and everything was free. All we had was school. I just had to be. All we had was A's before I had to see. Before I had the pain. Before it had to rain. I guess so. Still praise for whatever silver lining that appeared through them clouds. I'm forever still shining, still grinding. So yo, whatever God give me is plenty. And those who complain remain empty. Cause we ain't ever worry about the water or the order or the burn. Let it burn. If I feel it, then I'm more blessed. Give me more life. I annoy death by being happy in a world that employs stress. Guess I'm a bad worker and spit on everybody burger trying to hurt us. You heard us, we doing this for you.
Wow, that is really fun and really energizing for a church service.
Yeah,
I can imagine
it can
that's
be.
pretty cool, yeah. But what made you think of music as a way to prevent youth violence?
Well, just seeing the ways in which music was just so fully immersed in culture and the ways in which young people use music to express who they are, to express their wishes and dreams, to express their angst. And that's something that hip hop already does so well. Ideally, you know, hip hop is just a voice for people who need to say something. And when it started as a voice for the oppressed and a voice for justice concerns and standing with the brokenhearted. And that almost sounds like ministry, right?
It
like,
does.
you know,
It
so hip hop has always done that well. And then, you know, what we're bringing and added into that is another type of church perspective and a theological, a deeper sort of spiritual perspective to that.
Can you speak a little to how faith and music go together in your lives?
For me, music was really introduced to me in the Chicago Children's Choir. And the mission statement of the Chicago Children's Choir is to bring children of different social and class and racial backgrounds together, no matter what their situation, and unite them through music. So for me, that became like my church. You know, I would go there, and every time I was on stage, I would get this thing that my conductor calls a musical magical moment, when it's just like you get the chills, and you know everyone else in the room has the same feeling, and there's nothing more inspirational than being on stage with a group of 100 and something children, and you all feel like you're one person. You all feel like you're here for the same reason. It's really because the music brings everyone together. And I think music is one of the only things that really transcends all of the issues that we have as a culture, and it makes people happy. It heals pain.
For me, music was at a time of deep pain in my life, early teenage years, where I just had questions about who I was, what the world was. I was finding myself, and the ways that I found myself were through songs that meant a lot to me. So I just started listening to songs, and then eventually it was like, okay, I can write some of these, you know, and started finding the artist that was inside of me. And that was the way I found my voice, that I grew to love myself. I grew to appreciate the world, to see potential in everything. That was through a journey that really happened through music and other artists and other mentors and people who are in the city of Chicago. Reverend Ozzie Smith from Covenant, who was a big-time mentor for me and had a major impact in showing me how music and faith could intersect and really work. You know, you wouldn't have to wear two hats. It's the same hat. You know, it's the same self doing this. You know, so that's a part of my message and a part of my ministry and my life that's sitting inside of me right now. So,
well, and it's a gift that has to be shared. To make music, you have to make it with others.
That's right.
For others.
That's right. That's right.
Do you have any great stories about working with the youth?
We work in conjunction with another group called the Chicago Wisdom Project, and they will bring young people in all the time who are either dropouts, are nearing that point, or are looking to get back on track through a GED program or something like that. And they're using art, and we're working together to do that. And one of the most incredible stories from that is a young boy who had been called sort of learning challenge, you know, really couldn't get it all together. And teachers couldn't figure out what was going on. But he went through this program, and he just wrote his own poetry book. Now, you know, and just publish his own poetry book. And this is somebody who, when people look at, they probably laugh at, they probably talk about, they say he doesn't fit in certain parts of society and stuff. But because he's had his own space to do his thing, he's been able to really unlock some real potential in him.
Thank you for your work and for sharing it with us all. I'm Polly Toner for Different Drummers and the Greater Chicago Broadcast Ministries. Keep the faith.